friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, I'm Nadia here at Nadia Plans, where I love to share all of my favorite stationery, planning, journaling things here on this channel, and I would love for you to subscribe and stick around. For today's video, I am so excited because I'm going to share my 2025 Techo Kaigi, which is my 2025 planner lineup for the upcoming year, and I am so excited. It looks a little bit different than how I started in 2024, but I am here for the change, and I am so excited to just dive on in and share with you all how I plan to use my 2025 planners. Okay, we are going to go ahead and just jump right on in. We're going to start with the smallest book. We are going to go for the Weeks. This is a 2025 Hobonichi Weeks in this beautiful green cover, and I absolutely love this color. I love the way that it just looks and how sleek it is, and I am so excited to be using this book for 2025. For this Week's, I am planning on using it as my commonplace / everyday carry. I have been a digital planner for the past year and a half, and while I have loved digital planning, I have felt that I kind of miss the paper planning for important life and house things. An example would be is that a couple months ago I took my kids to the doctor's, and the doctor asked if I had given them medicine, and I like to track my kids' medicine when I need to give it to them, and I liked to track that, and so I was tracking it in my digital planner. And when the doctor asked me when I gave her the last dose, I had to go in here and kind of scroll through my digital planner and try to look for it with no Wi-Fi, and it was just not as simple, in my opinion, as just opening up a book and referencing a specific section of a book. And so I don't know, I just kind of felt like that was something that I have been missing. Don't get me wrong, I love digitally planning. I love just how easy it is to copy and paste things, and how easy it is to erase things and to delete things, especially when plans just don't go the way that we want them to. It's easy to just move it versus having to use whiteout or cover it up. But I do really enjoy just the easeability of having a, commonplace for everything that I can easily open and access without needing internet, without needing to wait on, the page to load or what have you. And so I'm so excited to be using this 2025 Hobonichi Weeks as that commonplace catch-all for my life, for my family, for my home, just for my life. And I'm excited because I think it's going to be a really good change. And I'll talk about what I'm going to use my digital planner for after we talk about the Weeks, but I'm really excited for that. So opening up the front cover here, I don't have anything in here. I do plan on putting stickers because while I want to make this a functional planner, I also want to decorate. I want to make it cute. I want to dive back into adding decor and stickers and washi. And so I'm excited for that. So I think I'm going to use this front pocket for some deco and some sticker sheets. And then as we move in, I don't really see myself referencing this page very often. It's all in Japanese, so I don't know what these holidays are for. Maybe I'll reference it to, see what day of the month it is, but because it's all in Japanese, I don't really see myself referencing this. And then I also don't know if I'm going to be using this for anything. I haven't come up with a plan on how to use this spread. Let me know in the comments if you have any good ideas on how to use these little trackers. I haven't ever figured out what to use these for, so I am curious if you have any ideas for me. I would love to hear those. And then as far as the months go, I already wrote a little, wrote down some notes of how I plan to use them, but I basically want to use them very similarly to how I was using my monthlies in my digital planner. So this is what my monthlies look like in my digital planner, and I have important dates, and then I have kind of like a little collage of pictures here at the bottom. And so I just want to continue this in here with important dates, with paydays. And so I'm basically going to just take this and plop it into here. I feel like that is going to be really, really good for being able to quickly just glance at what important dates are happening and holidays and days off and birthdays and important school events for my daughter. I'm going to just place that all in the monthlies. And again, I'm just excited to get to see this in a book feel versus a digital feel, because I think it's just going to be easier to reference in here. And then moving on, the Hobonichi Weeks comes with monthly pages for 2026. It comes with January, February, and March for 2020 for the next year. So in this case, it would be for 2026. But I wanted to get into this book sooner rather than later. And so I took a few pages from my 2023 Hobonichi Weeks Mega, and I cut them and pasted them into my 2025 weeks so that I could start using the dailies sooner rather than later. If you're not familiar with the Hobonichi Weeks, they typically start at the last week of November is when you can start using them, and I wanted to use it sooner so that I could kind of start feeling out how I wanted my weekly layouts to go. And so I just washied in a few old pages from my 2023 book. And surprisingly, I didn't even do this on purpose, but I cut out pages that went perfectly for this month. So Monday the 11th starts here, and then the following week is the 18th, and then the following week is the 25th, which matched up perfectly with the dates for the beginning of the Hobonichi Weeks. And so I am so excited. That was completely unplanned. I did not even notice that at all. I thought I was just going to go in with the correction tape and just, white everything out, but it worked perfectly, and I'm excited about it. And so for my weekly pages, I am planning to do a few things. So I want to use this half of, I want to use this half of the section for any appointments or any meetings. I also want to track my meals towards the bottom of this section right here. I want to track my meals, and so I got a Deco Rush in Japan, and it has these little spoon and fork, little deco, and I want to use it to track my meals at the bottom of each day. We do a lot of meal planning and prepping at our house, and so it's nice to be able to look at what meals we're going to have for the day. And then for the middle, in between this section and this section, I want to track the weather. I did this in my last Hobonichi weeks. Let me go grab it and let me show you how I did that. So here is my 2023 Hobonichi weeks mega, and for this one, I'm going to do something very similar. So for this one, I had important like events or meetings on this side. I had the weather in this little column right here. And then I had this space over here where I did a lot of memory keeping. But for this year, I want to do a Bible verse of the day. I want to have a visual reminder of scripture every single day. And I felt like it would be best for me to just add it here so that since I'm going to be in this book referencing appointments or meetings and my meals, I want to be able to quickly glance over and see scripture and memorize scripture and make scripture part of my everyday routine. And so I want to use this half for a Bible verse every single day. And again, it's going to look similar to this, where I had a little memory keeping area, but essentially it's just going to be scripture. So I'm excited for that. And since this is going to be kind of my commonplace catch-all book, I also wanted to put a section for content, for like a content calendar. And so I do have this little section here. It is already kind of sectioned off for any content that I want to plan or videos that I want to post or share. I want to get better at sharing on Instagram and TikTok, so I do want to plan that out. So I just have this little section here. And then I also want to put a running to-do list. This is going to be for my home. Anything that I need to get done for the week, if it's grocery shopping, if it's laundry, if it's getting anything done that's important. Sometimes I have to get things for my daughter's school. Sometimes she has like, they're making cookies or they have to do something, and I just want to add that here and be able to take a look at it and reference it and not forget it. And so I'm going to write a running to-do list. And then I also want to put a running to buy list. I find that sometimes I'll be like, oh, we need toilet paper, and then I just don't like jot it down. I just kind of forget about it. So I want to write that down so that the next time I'm at the grocery store or I'm at Costco or Target, I can reference this and be like, okay, we need to buy toilet paper, we need toothpaste. These are the things that we need. And so that I can just have a place to look at them and make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. And so I think that this is going to work out really, really well. I'm excited to try it in this next coming week and see if that's going to work out for me, and adjust as I see fit. But I'm excited. I think it's going to be a really, really good system. And then as far as these pages in the back go, I have a few ideas of what I want to use them for. There are only a certain amount of pages back here. I believe there's like 72 pages. Nope, 69. There are 69 pages, and I didn't feel like getting the mega because I thought that this had too many pages in the back here. And my daughter's been using it as her little art book. But I just felt like there were too many pages. So hopefully this will be a good amount. But essentially for the back here, I just want to use it for grocery lists. I want to use it for wish lists. My daughter has a birthday coming up, and she mentioned that she wants a specific toy and specific things. And so I want to write wish lists for family members, any stationery wish lists that I have, just a place to be able to put all of the wants that we have, any household needs, any sick days. Like I've mentioned, I do track when my kids get sick, and I do like to jot down when they've had medicine. And so I like to track that. And then, yeah, it's just going to be a common place for any important life things. That's what I'm planning on using these little notes pages for. So that about wraps up how I'm planning on using my weeks. I don't really know if I'm going to use these pages in the back. They're in Japanese. I don't really understand them, so I think I'm just going to leave them blank. But yeah, that is what I'm planning on using my Hobonichi weeks for 2025. Let's jump on into my digital planning, my iPad planner. So currently I am using a planner by Create Heartwork, and like I said, I was using this as my everything planner, and I think for I've already kind of started using it this way, but for 2025 and really from now up until forever, or until I change it up again, I am just using this as a place to do to-do lists for work. I am going to use this primarily for my job, and I really think that that works well for me for work. I have all of my important meetings and calendar-y type of items in my calendar for work. And so I don't really reference the monthly or the dailies or the weeklies for work on here. I really just like to do to-do lists, and I find that it's easier to do it digitally because I can just, copy it or delete it or duplicate it or move it around, and I don't waste paper in that way. It's nice to just go in here and make to-do lists, and I just use whatever I need instead of having to use an entire sheet of paper for one day. And so I find that this really works well for me. I can plan my tasks and my to-dos. And so I think I'm just going to stay using my digital planner this way. That is what I'm planning on using my digital planner for. I still really, really love this. I really love how I can just take it on the go and how convenient it is. But I'm also looking forward to this because, this is actually not as heavy as the iPad. It's very light. And so, yeah, I'm excited to continue to use it as a to-do list for my work. And then my Hobonichi Cousin, I am so excited to use this. I am loving being in a cousin. If this is your first video by me, I have been playing around in a 2023 Hobonichi Cousin. I did not purchase one for 2024, and I have been using this as a memory keeper. I have been writing down memories and my fun little moments of my days, and so I am so excited to be in an actual 2025 Hobonichi Cousin for 2025. I am just so looking forward to being in this book. I don't have anything planned for these pages. And again, I don't really know how I'm planning on using this from a memory keeping standpoint. If you have any ideas, please absolutely let me know in the comments. I would love to know. I have never been able to use these pages. I don't know. So maybe I'll come up with something or I'll find something online, but I don't really see myself using these pages. And then as far as my monthly goes, I'm going to continue to use them as monthly lovely moments. I am also going to get some pictures, cut pictures out from Pinterest, and essentially do the same thing that I was doing in my digital planner that I kind of brought over here in November, which was just to kind of scrapbook and to put little pictures from Pinterest. I think that that looks really, really cute. And I have been doing this in my digital planner for months. I absolutely love doing that little scrapbook feel. So I've been doing it for every single month. As you can see, I just love kind of doing that scrapbooky monthly mood board type of thing. And so I'm excited to bring it to my cousin. I feel like this just looks so beautiful, so pretty. I love the decor, and that is essentially what I'm going to be using in 2025. And then for my weekly layout, I have really been enjoying using it as a weekly highlight, small highlights of the day. Currently, I have been using it as a way to document kind of my, just like my day and highlight anything that stood out. And I've really been enjoying this because I have been able to kind of document what I did for the day. So this was the week that we went to Japan, and I was able to, document breakfast and what we had, and getting, 7-Eleven snacks, and then getting on a train, going to all these places, and getting back to the hotel. And any thoughts that I had for that day, I, put them at the bottom. Here I put the steps and how many steps I tracked. And so I kind of loosely track my day here and jot down any important little things that I want to remember. And so I really like this. I like using the weekly spread for this. I think it works well for me, and in the past, I've tried to actually plan in here, and it just doesn't really work for me, honestly. Every time I try to plan or put my plans in here, I just don't end up really using it. So I feel like this has really worked well for me. I've been doing this memory keeping for 5 weeks, and I have kept up with it. So I really enjoy it. I really like it. I love the way that it looks. I love that I'm able to look back and see kind of at a glance what I did really quickly. And so I really like this, and I'm going to continue to use it in 2025. And then as far as my dailies go, I am simply going to use them as a daily journal. I'm going to put ephemera, I'm going to put notes, all the things. I do like the way that Helen from Coffee Monster Co. uses it as like a daily to-do list, and I've played around with it in here as well for a couple of my spreads. And so I'm not married to the idea, but I sometimes do like to jot down my to-dos for the day here. If I really need to remember what I'm doing, if I don't want to forget. So I, have planned to maybe write it down. I don't always do it, so I don't think it's absolutely necessary or a deal breaker. But I just wrote that in there as an example of something that I might want to do. Maybe I'll write down to-do lists, but again, I'm not married to the idea. But yeah, I'm excited to just use my dailies as I've been using them to memory keep, to put pictures. I just put pictures in of our trip to Japan, and I love the way that it looks. I love that I was able to commemorate our trip with pictures, and so just love that I was able to print these out. And I love this. I love scrapbooking. I love being able to add ephemera. I love being able to write my thoughts and write my memories in here. And so I don't see this changing in 2025. I see this being just a common place for me to be able to write down my feelings and my emotions and my thoughts. And I'm so excited to be able to use this. And I'm even more excited that I don't have to go in with my correction tape and white out any of the days anymore. I'm excited to finally just be able to use this book as it's intended for, but I am thankful that I was able to practice and kind of play around in here, even if I do have to use the tape for the time being. But yeah, I'm excited for this book. And I know that the Hobonichi Cousin comes with a couple of notes pages in the back. And honestly, I'll probably use them as pen tests. I know that there's a lot of talk about the 2025 paper not being the best, and it doesn't bother me. Honestly, I'm not like a paper picky person. I'm okay with a little bit of bleed through. I'm okay with a little bit of ghosting. That doesn't bother me as much. So I'll probably use these pages for pen testing and testing my new pens or any new inks or anything that I get. So that's what I'm planning on using that. Yeah, that about wraps up how I'm planning on using my Hobonichi Cousin for 2025 and how I'm using my digital planner as well as my Hobonichi weeks. I hope you all enjoyed. I am so excited for 2025. Let me know how you're planning on using your planners. Let me know what your current lineup is. I would love to hear. I would love to, kind of chat about it in the comments. Thank you so much for being here on today's video as we walked through my 2025 Techo Kaigi. I hope you all have a lovely, lovely rest of your day, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, friends.